Welcome my beautiful people. So in this video we are going to look at English paper 2 for the year 2024 written by the internal candidates. So here we are just going to look at question 1 structure with 20 marks. So under this question 1 we are going to have two sections. So the first section is for cloze passage, the second section will be for transformations. So as we can see, there are two sections under this question. Answer both section 1 and section 2. So for section 1 we are dealing with a cloze passage. So a cloze passage is a passage in which some words are missing. So your task is to find the words that can fit in so that the passage may make sense. Now the first thing that you are supposed to do is make sure you read through the passage so that you understand what the passage is talking about. So that's what we are going to do. Then from there, we'll start now coming up with answers and some rules that you can use to come up with an answer that will fit a missing word. All right, so we begin. So we have, like other countries, Zambia has not been spared by the devastating effects of climate change, characterized unpredictable weather patterns being manifested in floods, droughts, scorching temperatures. Over the past years, the country has been experiencing floods which thousands of people displaced at their homes and crops destroyed by torrential rainfall. While this in certain parts of the country, other regions face intermittent rainfall and some instances severe droughts that afflict crop production in hunger. Although climate change is usually a result of industrial effluent, the developed world, developing countries equally been contributing to warming through deforestation. In Zambia, people indiscriminately cut trees for economic benefits as timber harvesting. The solution the diverse effects of climate change, chiefly in the environment conservation. Number 16, planting trees conserve the environment is an important mission in it entails preserving our natural ecosystems. Each individual's actions contribute to the collective efforts safeguarding our planet. It is indeed necessary to plant numerous trees humans, animals, and the environment all on them for survival. So from what I've understood from this passage, we are looking at the negative effects of climate change, what climate change has impacted the entire world in a negative manner. So we are not very much interested in climate change. Our interest is connecting now what we have been given to come up with a passage that will make sense. So let's begin. Like other countries, Zambia has not been spared by devastating effects of climate change, characterized is like examples. So you can identify climate change through these examples. So here, the best preposition is by. So characterized by unpredictable weather patterns being manifested in floods. So it can be seen through floods, the first one. Number 2, through droughts. Number 3, scorching temperatures. So since all these are examples, we want all these. So we need to use a conjunction word, and so that we connect the three, since they all are characterizing the bad pattern of weather due to climate change. Then we continue. Over the past years, the country has been experiencing floods which thousands of people displaced. So here we are going to say which left. So after this, the people were like homeless. So left thousands of people displaced as their homes and crops were destroyed by torrential rainfall. So the reason why we've used were, because we have looked at two. So destroying of crops, excuse me, and homes. So if it was one, would have used was destroyed by torrential rainfall. We move on. So we go to number 5. While this dash in certain parts of the country, so not all the parts, but certain. So while this happen, or occur in certain parts of the country, other regions face intermittent rainfall and dash some instances severe droughts that afflict crop rotation. So and droughts. So drought, some instances severe droughts that afflict crop production dash in hunger. So resulting, meaning it can go in a bad situation, so which is in hunger. We move on. Although climate change is usually dash a result. So we are looking at a word that comes before a, and it's like we want to give to like the causative, what is causing that. So although climate change is usually as a result of industrial effluent dash, so this industrial effluent is coming from, so here we say from the developed world, developing countries. So developing countries are equally being contributing to, or we can say have equally been contributing to dash. So this could be global warming through deforestation. In Zambia, people indiscriminately cut this is direct, cut down trees for economic benefits. So example, timber harvesting. So we'll say such as, since we want to give an example, we use such as to give an example. So such as timber harvesting. The solution. So 14, the solution to the diverse effects of climate change are chiefly lies in environmental conservation. Number 16, planting trees to conserve. So the reason why we are planting trees to conserve the environment, then also that activity, that campaign is an important mission. So planting trees to conserve the environment is an important mission in that, so I want to now to give the reason, in that it entails preserving our natural ecosystems. Each individual's actions contribute to the collective efforts towards safeguarding our planet, safeguarding our planet. So it is indeed necessary to plant numerous trees that humans, animals, and the environment all depend on them. So for those that may have different answers, please share. We want to learn from you. So let's move on to section number 2. So section 2 is under transformation with 10 marks. So in each of the following items, sentence A is complete. So you are given the first sentence, which is complete, but sentence B is incomplete. Complete sentence B each time, making it as similar as possible in meaning to sentence A. Make sentence B one sentence, never two. Do not make any changes to the printed parts of sentence B. Chuma broke the window. Sorry, the mirror. The mirror was broken by Chuma. So that is our example. Now let's begin with our first question. So please, guys, take your time, understand the first sentence. Then apply what you learned, what you've been studying to answer the given question. So let's look at this one. Sofwa heard a loud explosion as soon as he boarded the bus. So here we have two actions. So here, the first action is he boarded. So he got on the bus, first action. Then number two, he heard a loud explosions. Now these two actions are independent to each other, which means even if he did not board the bus, he would still have heard a loud explosion. Now we are told dash 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 when he heard a loud explosion. So here, to answer our question, we are going to look at what we are given. So we have when. So when is used if the sentence is beginning with scarcely, scarcely, or hardly. So say scarcely, hardly. So scarcely, hardly. Since they've mentioned the doer of the action, we have so far. And from this last part here, so far is not mentioned. So make sure that the first part has so far. Scarcely, hardly, so far. So scarcely, hardly, so far boarded the bus when he heard a loud explosion. We move on to number 2. We have to do something about this situation. So it's time and it's high time. These two phrases are used almost the same, so they have similar meaning. The only difference is it's time. It's high time shows more emphasis compared to it's time. Now, how do we write a sentence beginning with it's time or it's high time? So we are supposed to use the past tense. So the do should change to did. Therefore, we'll say it's time we did something about this situation. Now, move on to number 3. But for the bumpy and dust road, would have reached the station before dusk. So here, they did not reach the station before. So they reached the station after dusk. Now, the reason why they reached the station after dusk is because the road was bumpy and dust. So, but for is negative. It simply means if it were not. So if it were not for the bumpy and dust road, they would have reached. So they would have reached the station before dusk. Then we have had. So had the road not being bumpy and dusty comma, we would have reached the station before dusk. So, as we can see, we have maintained the meaning. So had the road not been bumpy and dusk, we would have reached the station before dusk. But in case you have a different way of answering this, please share. Number 4. Since Florence sings very well, the chairperson of the school choir has awarded her. So being a good singer, so here if want, we can say Florence was awarded, or we can say the chairperson of the school choir awarded Florence. We move on to number 5. Study is too heartbroken to pay attention to my speech. So the sentence means that Study was unable. I don't know if Study was she or he, or let's say he didn't pay attention, and the reason he was too heartbroken. Now begin. So Study is so heartbroken So Study is so heartbroken. So goes with that. That so that he couldn't pay attention to my speech. We move on to number 6. Before my uncle was dismissed from his ministerial post, he bought a motorbike. Then they use prior. So we need to look at which preposition comes after prior. So prior simply means before. My uncle bought me a motorbike prior to his. So instead of saying dismissed, we change to a noun, dismissal. So to his dismissal. So my uncle bought me a motorbike prior to his dismissal from the ministerial post. So you need to know when to change a verb into a noun. So there are words that can be changed from a noun form into a verb form, or from a verb form into a noun form. For example, the word application. Application is a noun, applying is a verb. Then number 7, nobody will ever forget this moving story. Dash by. So we'll say this moving story will never be forgotten by anybody. Despite his vivid presentation of the facts, the police did not release him. However, his vivid presentation, the word vivid simply means clear. His clear presentation of the facts, comma, the police did not release him. So we go to the last 2 questions. So this question number 9, it's under a direct speech. So under a direct speech, So our task is to change into reported speech. So reported speech is now when someone is saying what you said exactly, exact words that were said by someone. But now that is a direct, but for reported now, you are reporting. You are saying what someone said. So there are some changes like I changes to he or she, depends on the gender. Changes to was. Here, there, today, that day, this, that. So the district commissioner said that he was there that day to dissolve that committee. So for more of this, you can just search, have a video and direct and reported, so you can search. Now for question number 10. All the female passengers have died on spot. This is now your question, guys. For answers, if you want, you can just write on the comment section below. If you want, you can send on my WhatsApp line. And if you want to revise, you feel free to join my WhatsApp group. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.